David, how old are you?
52.
52. And how long in total have you been homeless for?
The first time I was homeless for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And then this time here, to about 2 years.
2 years. So all in all about 12 years.
Yeah.
And when you initially became homeless the first time, how did it actually happen?
That's such a long time ago. I lost my job, and because I didn't have money to pay the rent, I lost somewhere to live. That was the first time.
How did you lose your job? What happened?
Well, I was ill at the time, and I was in Scotland because it was like Christmas, New Year, and because I came back about a day or 2 days late, I lost the job.
And you got kicked out of your place?
Yeah.
And describe to us your first day when you became homeless. What was your first day like?
The first day, it was bloody, well, before I knew anyone, and that was hard work. Trying to suss out where to sleep, where to go, who to see.
How did you figure all that out then on the first day?
I didn't, you know what I mean? Just like, found a day centre, which back then was for the under 25s, and went there and sort of like getting help from there. Not just that, but meeting people in the same boat. And some fella, he took me back to his squat, because like we got on alright, and he became my best friend.
So you met other homeless people in the same position as you, and you became friends with them?
Because it was a lot different back then. You could trust people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What about now?
I don't even trust myself, never mind no one else.
And you know, your life before becoming homeless, how was it like before?
Well, I was alright. I mean, I used to work in the Canary Wharf and that. So I was putting in stainless steel windows, like big massive heavy things, but you needed a mini crane on the next floor to like pull it up. You needed a proper crane to lift all that stuff up onto the level that you're working on, and then once you unloaded all that, then you go and fix it in. And it took 3 people to put in one window.
So from Canary Wharf, ending up on the streets, how did that settle down with you? How did that make you feel?
Well, I went from what, and that I was earning £600 a week when I was working there, and that was in 1990.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then losing that to going to having nothing, it was a bit of a shock to begin with.
And do your family know you're homeless?
Oh hell no.
Say that again?
No, they don't.
They don't?
No.
So what do they think you're getting on with your life?
Yeah.
Did you not try and reach out to them?
Not really, no.
What's the reason?
Because I didn't want to
Yeah.
at the time.
And were you married, you got kids, or this all happened before that happened?
No, that all happened before that.
Okay.
But I'm back in touch with my family now.
Okay, that's good news. And what's the toughest part, David, about being homeless?
Waking up cold. Or not going to be able to sleep because you've got frozen feet.
Oh, sad to hear. And do people ever come and steal your stuff, like gloves?
Oh yeah, I've had that a few times. Yeah.
Is it
doesn't matter what, and you can't believe, why would someone want to steal that? It's like, it's not as if they can sell it or anything like that.
Is it other homeless people that steal, or regular people?
Well, it was like I got my walking stick one night, and it certainly wasn't a homeless person that stole it, because it was someone that took it for fun.
What did they take?
Because I found one of my walking sticks.
Okay, your walking stick.
Yeah, and I found it a couple of days later, just like along the road from where it had went missing from. And it was someone that had come up and told me, he says, why have you only got one stick? He says, I just seen a stick when the Rose and Crown, the pub Rose and Crown. And I was like, ah. Went down and checked it out, and it was my stick. So someone took it for a laugh and just threw it away.
Right there. And where do you sleep? Like, you've been homeless for this long. Where do you normally sleep?
Well, I sleep in. I'm not too bad now, but like when I was sleeping out, sometimes I'd even sleep here. You know what I mean? Just get
on
the
the
sleeping
street in the
bag
corner?
out. Yeah.
Okay.
And when they had the 24-hour trains recently, I was doing them, sleeping on the trains all night.
Okay. And you said you're not doing as bad as you were before. How did your situation change? Because you told me earlier you've got a place now to stay.
Yeah, the council sorted that out.
But how did they find you?
Well, they sent me sleeping outside the Rose and Crown pub.
Hmm.
And that wasn't the first time that was the second time I was homeless. The first time was after 16 years getting evicted out of my place in Chingford.
Hmm. And what do you miss the most
About what?
about before you became homeless?
Just being able to stay in all day. But as I'm saying, I'm not homeless at the minute because the council have just sort of made a place out. Thank God.
Hmm.
But before that, I was sleeping in like, even in Finsbury Park, just before the first lockdown happened, we had a 6-man tent, and we got evicted out of there just before the first lockdown.
Okay. And if you could go back to before you became homeless, what would you change?
That's a really difficult one, that, because it's nothing that I could have ever changed.
What
You know
would
what
you
I mean?
want
Because
changed?
like, it's my whole life, so it's like, my legs are not bad now, but they never used to be. And when my legs was alright, I was able to work.
Hmm. And obviously, you know, you're living with your disability. How does that affect you?
Well, it's especially with the cold weather, because it's what I've got causes arthritis. It's really hard to walk at times,
Hmm.
and I mean like really hard to walk.
Have you been sick while you've been homeless?
When I think about it, not really, no. Oh no, yeah, one time when I was too much on the drink, I drank too much, and I ended up doing my liver a bit.
And being homeless for this long, what's the nicest thing you've experienced someone do for you?
That's because like there's actually a couple of people, because it's not all nasty people, you know. There is some really good people. Like when I was like during that first lockdown, and I was homeless, there was like almost every day people were coming and giving me food.
Yeah.
That's Walthamstow for you. Walthamstow is really good like that.
What's the meanest thing someone has done to you then?
Beat the shit out of me.
Yeah,
Yeah, with my own walking sticks.
that's horrible. And what gets you through the tough times then? When people are mean and horrible to you, what keeps you going and stops you from giving up?
I don't know. It's never always going to be like this, is it?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Tables always turn.
Exactly.
And finally, David, what's your message to people that are going to be watching this video? What would you like them to know?
Don't end up in the street in the first place, but I know sometimes that ain't going to happen. And if you do, my advice is careful who you trust. Be very careful who you trust, because not everyone's like you.
Okay, brilliant.
But you do get good people. You really do.
Yeah. So I reckon when you get good people like that, that probably keeps you motivated and keeps you going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, without meeting half decent friends, it's like, what's the point?
Okay. And last question: what does your future look like?
At the moment, my future's pretty good actually. Yeah. Because I've just been given somewhere off the council in Leightonstone, so that's alright.
Well, I wish you all the best and God bless you.